Welcome to a toy kind of mood where we're covering Fan First Friday Legends Edition. We are joined by Kevin. How you doing, Kev?
Hey, everybody.
My boy Robert. How you doing?
Good. Warm.
Warm. Yes, my boy from the Lone Star State, suffering over there with everybody else. We're really glad you're with us and staying warm. And you look good. I love your shirts. Great.
Thank you.
You're awake. Hey.
There we go.
Awesome. Everybody's rocking their geeky attire, which is very, very fitting for our.
Actually, I like that. I like both y'all's shirts.
Thank
you. Right.
Mine's got the characters on it. You can't see
awesome.
them. But,
yeah. So jealous. So again, welcome to the Toy Kind of Mood. Please feel free to like, subscribe to our channel down below. Before we get going, you're not gonna do the rigmarole. The more you guys like and share our content, the more we will keep posting it out. We'll keep doing content. Just to give a quick shout out to next week, we're going to be doing an early a Toy Kind of Mood where we're covering Mezco Fair. This weekend, 3-day event, Mezco. We're going to have our buddy Fabio on. He is the, our local expert for Mezco. We're going to have one hell of a show next week as well. Expect for that to be posted earlier in the week. So topic of show, brings me in kind of like a silly kind of mood today. We're going to start off with the retro figs. Legends, they showed us a whole line of their retro inspired 3 3/4 inch line. I know I see you smiling already, Kevin. What do you think? Any comments on that so far? What they revealed? Thumbs down.
Yay, new peg warmers that we never asked for. Can't wait to see them on Target, not selling 3 3/4 figures that no one's gonna buy. Great, thanks Hasbro. Next.
Right. I mean, they did go into, showing some of the figs they had. They had Magneto. I thought Hulk looked pretty cool. I mean, again, they're 3/4 figs.
It's fine for whoever wants them. I don't collect that scale, and it's funny just how Hasbro double dips all the time. It's just like, I think because there was a lot of people, like I think the Marvel Universe, remember the little 3 3/4? I think Travis went ham on that.
Yes, he did.
And I guess, did you go ham on that too, Robert? Did you have those 3 3/4?
I had a few. I had the ones I cherry picked.
Yeah, okay. So he had all of them. And then, so these don't really scale with that because they're like a little bit like, they look a little bit like the Super 7 reaction figures because they're 5 POA and basically they look like a POS. And so I'm not, I'm just not interested.
Purchase and sales?
Yeah, you know what that is. Be nice. I won't be spicy today, or maybe
be spicy,
my friend.
Be spicy.
But yeah, I mean, the artwork on the card looked cool. That's the only thing for a display piece maybe, but I don't see myself really getting them either. They did say though they're going to be having this isn't the last we'll see of that, and it sure as hell ain't going to be in limited quantity. They did say they're going to be pumping out from all Marvel franchises or brands or character lines. They're going to be pushing out so much more of these figs. And they did say, they did reiterate at the end of that it was towards the younger, the new, at the $9.99 price point. It's an easy entry point.
Then. All right, fine.
I mean, it's not really my bag of tea. Robert, the maestro, editor-in-chief, what do you think?
I like them. I didn't get the late 2020 ones, the 2-packs. I didn't get those. I wanted to, but I'll probably will buy Captain America. I like them. I love the artwork. It reminds me of like the old Secret Wars Marvel figures from when I was a kid. Yeah. And I really just want like Captain America and maybe Magneto. But that's one of those figures I need to see in hand before I buy.
Right, I agree. Moving on to a spicy kind of mood, folks. We're talking about Legends here. Some doom, gloom, and disappointments. I think I heard around the internet. A lot of the side-scrolling chat during the live Zoom was or live YouTube event was unpleasant to say the least. Let's start off with the cosmic characters from the Walgreens exclusive. Yay! Good old EB Games for you Canucks up there, Canada. We have, they showed more details of the Nova figure. They did go into little accessories and things. We'll start off with that. What do you think, Kevin? Did any of that Nova fig they showed, entice you?
None of that is like tickling my fancy. It's like especially like, I mean, it's bittersweet for me, most of the reveals, because there's no exclusives. Mm-hmm. And the Walgreens exclusives that they have, I don't want. So I don't have to like kill myself. Like whenever they have X exclusives, like I remember like just really, tirelessly trying to get the Fantastic Four and the Mystique one, and then they have the Stepford Cuckoos. And they had some other one too. I guess it was Danny Moonstar. Like I was just tirelessly just in Walgreens bothering people. But now I could just kick back, relax, and I'm just like, Nova? I was like, who? I was like, I mean, I know who Nova is, but I'm just like, it's not. I think I have a Nova. They did some Nova from some Build-A-Figure wave for Guardians of the Galaxy. I have that. And that's really, I mean, that just satisfies that urge for me. So both the Silver Surfer, which I have the Walgreens exclusive actual Silver Surfer, and I guess, what is this one? This is Cosmic, like, Ray, or like, what is it, Ron?
It's a Cosmic character line, I think is what they're saying. It's how they're labeling or categorizing the Walgreens exclusive by my gist.
And he comes
the Silver Surfer, the Nova.
Yeah, so in the future, it's part of the Cosmic Ghost Rider series.
Okay.
Where Silver Surfer holds both Mjolnir and one of Thor's swords and tries to kill Thanos in the future.
Okay.
Oh,
nice. So it is a different storyline, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think about the Fig Nova, Robert?
I mean, it's cool. I never really got into the whole cosmic side of Marvel. I've always been kind of like more like the New York, like X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Avengers. He looked cool. I mean, he looked great. But I don't. If I find him like $5 at Five Below, I'll pick him up, heartbeat. Right. But I'm not dropping 25 on him.
I agree. I mean, he's one of those figs. I think the overall theme for this Marvel Legends event was recap. We're going to go into more of that with some of the other lines, but they recapped Nova. They recapped some other figures when we start going into the other supervillain lines before they went into the new stuff. Leading with Nova, I mean, again, he's not one of those franchise selling characters. He's not a brand name character. And then we're going into even another character, which again for me, it was kind of a swing and a miss. We're talking about Quasar. Kevin, you familiar with the character? Do you like him? I mean, right?
Basically, big hair, don't care.
Right. Whole thing. I mean, he's a really deep cut character, but are there that many people out there that collect Legends are into that deep of a cut of a character to come out and, hey, this is what we're leading our show with,
Oh, there are. Like, I line the chat. Some stats that I'm on there, like, they're like gaga over this, but I'm just like, I'm always like looking at the big picture whenever toy companies reveal things, and I'm just like, that's great if that satisfies your little niche. I'm like, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, but I'm saying like, it's not going to have major sales. It's Captain Peg Warmer is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to get your thing, and then it's, the other 25,000 of those figures are going to sit on the shelf.
Sadly, I concur. What do you think, Bobby?
To use a baseball analogy here, I felt like they kicked off this fan first with the bottom of their lineup. Like they came out with like the 7th, 8th, and 9th place hitters instead of, okay, here's 1, 2, 3. They came up with like, it's like, okay, Nova's cool, Quasar is cool. I did dig the space cape. That was cool. And I'm like Kevin said, like I'm in a few like Facebook groups, and like the stuff that they want, I'm like, no one would buy this. What the series you're asking for, like they'll have like 1 or 2 figures. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. But it's like they're like, oh, we want Australia 1988 to 87 Psylocke. I'm like, why?
I mean,
right.
I'm an X-Men horse. So
but it's like
that would have more appeal to you than these two.
I would buy like Psylocke in any costume because I love Psylocke. So
right, but it's like they go so specific. I'm like,
yeah, they came out really niche,
really like, okay, we like Quasar. I'm like, cool. Give me Quasar's real name now. No one can do that.
Joe Barros.
You know what? I have so little knowledge. You're right, Ronnie. Why not?
I'll take it.
Is that really it?
No.
Oh. It's like, oh wow.
I do know that Rick Jones.
I know what they're talking about. itch though.
Wait, like, he wasn't Chris, but he had the cosmic bands. I know the cosmic bands made Quasar, and I know Rick Jones wore them for a bit in the '90s. That's no, that was Captain Marvel. Never mind. I don't even know. Never mind.
So for reference, Joe Barrows, and it's a local slang in this area of the country in Mass, southeastern Mass. It means like generic. Like if you don't remember somebody's name, that guy that doesn't stand out, like yeah, that guy Joe Barrows, whatever the hell his name was, kind of thing. So Johnny Generic, I guess you would say, is it's a local slang term I throw out there. A little bit of knowledge. The more you know, kids.
There we go.
So moving along from that moving along from that craptacular intro that the legends led off with, we're gonna move right along into our continue with our spicy mood. We are Civil Warrior, folks. We got another variant of an Iron Man mashup armor with Cap. Now, let me give you all a disclaimer right now. I love Captain America. I remember the live action show when I was a kid. I remember I watched the cartoon when I grew up, right? I love Captain America. Do I want 80? It's getting to the point where you're getting, Boba Fett's equivalent variants now. I mean, there's so many different variants of these armors and Captain America. The only coolest thing is I liked about it, they had a really cool color scheme on the armor, but the shield, the arc shield, which was weathered and damaged. I want to secondhand buy that accessory just to add to my Captain America figs I have now. I don't want that fig. I would definitely buy a upscale version, maybe a collector's version, $100 version from another company that did something like that we're gonna talk about later in the week. But I don't know. I mean, what'd you think, Kev? What was your thoughts on that character reveal for Civil Warrior?
I mean, we're just gonna keep on rolling with the punches. Like, I mean, all they're doing is they're just shooting blanks at me. Like, I was not wowed. Like, they show me, I was like, oh yay, yes, another Captain America, because that's a character that I just want to have 10 versions of. And I was like, I love Tony Stark too, and I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, right. I'm like, if they don't show me one thing that I want, I mean, my wallet's gonna be so happy, but
your soul is dying. You wanted something.
I was like, you're killing me softly with your song right now. You're strumming my pain with your fingers. Like, stop.
Love it.
Like, come on, something good. And I'm like, here we go. Here it is. It's a big old sausage fest. Let's get the Iron Mans and I was just like, are you gonna show any X-Men today? You won? Oh, okay, cool.
Right. Okay. I mean, you had a lot of anticipation coming up to this week too, because I remember you were excited in the chat. You were like, I can't wait to see what they show. I can't wait for reveal, and everybody and I was going crazy. Wallet's ready. Our payment status is in. Let's rock. I mean, Bobby, what do you think? What do you think they achieved about this here shit show?
When I saw it, okay, I'm with you, Ronnie, in that I love Cap. I've got 2 of the Hot Toys. I love Captain America. I have since I was a kid. I do remember like the old school 70s plastic Captain America TV show where just really looked bad in the spandex. The color scheme was beautiful. I have the issue, the what if that this came from. I think that when we start pulling from the what ifs issues, I think we're scraping from the bottom of the barrel when there's so many more barrels to go pull from.
Yep.
But since Kevin already ragged on this one, but I liked it. I actually will buy this. There's actually one in this line I will buy, and it's at Tony Stark.
Really?
Yeah, I will buy the Tony Stark because A, I don't have any Iron Man. B, I dug that the translucent head.
Yeah,
I thought it looked really good.
That was a really, really good transition. Let me just give the topic on that. That was what was it considered? It was a AI version of Tony Stark with a classic armor, Iron Man colors, retro colors, but with a translucent AI head. It was AI Tony Stark, correct?
Yeah. So in the comic books for a while, Tony Stark is missing and in a coma, but he uploaded his consciousness into his computer. So it was during the Secret War. Is when Cap goes evil. Yeah. Tony Stark's part of the Resistance as AI Tony, and he's leading the Avengers.
So he's like Jarvis Tony. In a way.
Yeah, he's exactly. He's Jarvis, but he's got and he when they gave us the retro head, and I'm like, oh, I actually get a retro Iron Man in those colors
Okay.
I dig it. And of course, I did get a little snarky when he said, like, we couldn't give you the head. I'm like, oh, really? You couldn't give us Cannonball's legs, but you can give us Iron Man's head? Really? Cool. Thanks, Marvel.
I can see why you want it, but I like the thing is you don't have any Iron Men, so yes, obviously that figures for you. I have 5 Iron Mans.
Then you don't need that one. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm all set. I'm good. And also, I like his movie look too. So I have Tony Stark, and I also have Tony Stark in the costumes. I have both.
Right.
And I have that one variant, and then I also have the Mark 8, and I also have the one from the original Avengers movie too. So I'm just
okay.
I was like, I
don't have any of those.
I just don't want another Iron Man. I'm like, I'm all set. I mean, I love the character. He's my favorite Avenger, but I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I going into that character, at first I was like, for a cringe fact, I was like, ooh, really? This is what they're coming out with?
Yeah.
It's not for me. I like, if you're gonna go retro armor, I would have bought these reaction fig-esque, 3 3/4 line, because that armor to me reminds me of the old ones. Do I want them? Do I want that same lack of detail? Because even the armor, it doesn't. How do I say this? It's just that plastic red with the yellow. There's no detail. It's literally like taking the reaction fig at 3/4, 3 3/4 fig, and just blowing it up and then putting on a head and adding some extra articulation.
Fair enough.
Like a Happy Meal toy, basically.
Yeah, pretty much like a high end Happy Meal toy. You're right. For me, my point of view, I totally understand where you're coming from, Bobby. I mean, there are people out there that this is for them. This is their drive.
I agree. Bobby needs an Iron Man in his life, so get that one.
Yes, he does. He needs one. He needs one to go over there and start lighting a fire under his governor's ass, because something needs to happen there in Texas. But anyway, let's move right along. I'm going to keep on flowing here. We're going to go into, they went over a recap. Again, like I said, the theme of the Legends Fan First Friday to me was recap, plug, because they spent 5 minutes each pre-segment just going over the stuff they've already talked about in that line. Supervillains wave revealed was no exception. They went over the Thanos, they went over Maestro, they went over Murdoch, but they did go a little bit more into Murdoch, where a kind of a blundering moment. It was a blundery kind of mood, I guess you would say, for the host of the most day of the show. He could they cut over and say, hey, can you show us how he did? And he's like, I don't even have things in it. If anybody that watched, he was bobbling and trying to open the fig up. But I guess Murdoch cracks open, and it's a place to store your accessories, your extra hands, for any figs, your extra weapons if you want. I don't know about you guys, but I have a much cooler, like most people I think have some kind of storage for their accessories already. Mm-hmm. I think that was kind of a cop-out, because all it was a seam on the. It didn't even have like any kind of dividers or separate. It was just you open up Murdoch and it's an open cavity. Was that intended? Let's design this with storage, or do you guys think it was just something that they came across and, hey, that's a good idea, and it's already, let's add a seam kind of thing? What do you think, Bobby?
Well, I mean, they said they got the idea from their Mr. Potato Head line, where you can pop up in the back. I will say I can't think of the dude's name right now, but I did love when they threw it to him, because this is what happens when you throw an idiot a curveball. I laughed. I'm like, okay, he knows he wasn't prepared. I'm like, all right, I dig that. I actually really did. I have all my accessories in a bag. Like that's my. I actually thought it was really cool. Or either that, or I leave them in the box. I leave them in the box that they came in. I applaud that they're like, all right, we're gonna pull from one of our kids' toys. And then Mr. Potato Head, you just throw that stuff in the back, and you throw everything in his butt and close it up. And it works. And I think MODOK's a big enough character where you can do that. Yeah. So I applaud it. I dug their intuitiveness and yeah, he was completely caught off guard. I liked this is what happened.
For me, that was one of the highlights of the show, was just his banter, because you could tell he was not prepared, and he didn't even know if there was anything in it. He's like, I don't think there's anything in it, but let's see. No, there ain't. But hang on, let me take the face off. Look, he's a ghost face character. He had no face on Murdoch, which was great. Kevin, what do you think of that? Something we need, something they planned, or something they just happened to come by that they said, let's roll with it?
Well, here's the thing. So my opinion, I'll answer your question first. I do believe it was a cheap out. They just didn't want to make MODOK a solid piece, because they're saving on plastic, and they can still just charge whatever they want to charge. And I don't really even think that was supposed to be a gimmick to open them up and put the weapons in there. I think that that's kind of like an afterthought. I think that they kind of.
Hey.
Yeah, there's like, oh, hey, by the way, look at this action feature. I'm just like, no, I'm buying MODOK because I want a MODOK in my collection because he's, a very major villain. I'm just like, so I'm not going to put weapons in the back of his head. I don't even know if I'll take him out of the box because a lot of stuff, I keep it MOC, so I don't know if I'll open it. And if I do, the weapons aren't going in his head; they'll just stay in the box with everything else. But yeah, I mean, I ordered a MODOK, so they got my whatever that was, $39.99 or $29.99 for MODOK.
I think he was like 50. I can't remember now. It seems like it was a while ago. Went up.
If it's 50, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that right now. Because he's not out yet. I did get the other the House of X. I got the Moira and Jean and whatever. I don't want to talk about that because the company that I got it from, I'm usually have good experiences with them, and they kind of dropped the ball. I got really messed up boxes. I won't name that company because I've had such good experiences with them, and it's been a week and they still have not responded. But
let's not go into non-shipping products because I think I've made my voice very clear about my missing products in our line right now on our chat. So overall, I mean, if I get this right, you would cancel if it's MODOK if he's 50?
If that's $50, I do not want that for 50 because that will.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I feel like the pre-orders went up 6 months ago. I mean, it feels like it was forever ago.
I'll check my Pulse. I think I have it on Pulse or Big Bad. One of them, Big Bad Toy Store. I'll check and see. But if it's $50, that's just not. I think that will hit clearance, or I think it'll go at least half price.
So I didn't pre-order because I remember the money and I was like, I could get 2 of this rather than the one, and it's So that was when I didn't even pre-order because of that fact. So that's why I'm thinking maybe 50. But to be honest, I mean, everybody out there don't at me for it because I don't really remember off the top of my head because again it was like 6 months ago. So
you're gonna get added to the chat later. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna be like you.
You're gonna at me later. I know it. So now, after the recap, they did go into some of the new characters. They went into Scientist Supreme. One of the Bad AIM characters, the leaders. They did pump again the Build-A-Fig AIM figures, and they went into the Goon Squad figures. And Scientist Supreme they went over. Also Dormammu, and they also introduced new Arcade. Let's start off with those 3. What do you think, Kev? Those 3 characters right there so far. What are your thoughts?
I'm not a big enough I'm not a big enough Doctor Strange fan to get Dormammu. I mean, I'll pick him up because I guess he is the big bad for Doctor Strange universe, but I'm not gonna pre-order. I'm not gonna pay full price. Arcade I am gonna get because I'm an X-Man fan and he's one of the major X villains. But I knew about Arcade already because they announced him last year, I think in December.
Yeah.
So like it was nice to actually see him in hand. What he's gonna look like, and he's cool. A lot of reuse with that tuxedo body, obviously, but like it's cool, and I like it. I'm buying it, pre-ordering it. I guess it goes up when like 10, like right now. I guess we got to pre-order it right now, right? I don't think that they're gonna sell out, but I might as well do that while we're recording.
Right. I know last week Dave had like 4 screens open or pre-ordering all his Power Rangers. If you guys haven't checked out that episode, we had our local regional expert Dave on. Man, this guy is a vault of knowledge of Power Ranger products, and feel free to go check out last week's episode 18. We are on episode 19. Another Fan First Friday. Bobby, what do you think about those 3 figs while our boy Kev here locks in those figures online?
I'm pre-ordering what I want.
Honestly, I'm kind of with Kev on this. The Dormammu actually looked really cool. I did like that classic look to it. Arcade, if he goes on clearance, I'll pick him up. I don't have any of the villains for the X-Men, which I kind of wish I had, but
you're right back.
Yeah, sure. But they were so hard to find when they came out that the Magneto is like 70 now. The Sabretooth is like 60. They're all insanely high.
They'll re-release them.
Huh?
They'll re-release them.
He says
yeah, exactly. I mean, we're getting a new Magneto anyways.
And let me point out, too, none of these that they mentioned besides earlier in the show, which was the Walgreens exclusives, none of them right now are exclusive as far as I can remember.
Right. They're not. Which
they even talked about the 3/4 lineup. Sorry, before I forget. Yeah. Being exclusive to that. So those were going to come to Target first, but then they were going to be everywhere. So even with Target exclusives, A+ Hasbro, A+. If you're going to have an exclusive, timed is the way to go. Yeah. Any mention of exclusives was temporary. Hey, this is going to be at Target first, but then everywhere soon after.
Which I applaud that. And then Arcade. I did really dig the way Arcade looked. I might actually pick up Arcade. just because the newer version with like the long hair and it's kind of like he looked like Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time actually, but it looked good. It was a nice clean sculpt.
Yep. So, but my general gist I'm getting from both of you guys is that Arcade is a great character, but with these three characters, you might want to use parts to either accessory other characters, maybe swap heads. Especially you, Kev. I know you do a lot of custom work
Yes.
with characters. So, anybody out there that does custom work, having these variants of figs with their variant heads, they are very universal characters. Now we're gonna roll into what I thought was one of the best figures they showed during the whole show.
Agreed.
Battle World Doctor Doom. I don't even know how to stop it. He was beautiful. He had that silver chrome body chest piece, the hard edges to it, but then it had this white, elegant flow to it. I guess it comes off the Battle World comic series. And also awesome. Something else was awesome. It came with the storyline is that he pretty much kills Thanos by Mortal Kombat style, ripping out his spine. We get that as an accessory.
What the movie?
And Dan even posted and said, "Hey, thank you for giving us the movable jaw. So Thanos has a skull. You can move it all you want." Robert, what'd you think of that character, man?
Beautiful. I didn't buy that that series when it came up. I did like read it at the comic book shop, and yeah, Doctor Doom becomes God pretty much, and Reed, the universe, the multiverse of Reed Richards was able to defeat him. But Doom, yeah, like Thanos, lands and Doom's like, "Do you have the gauntlet?" He's like, I don't need it to beat you. And Doom's like, "All right." And then, yanks out the skull and dusts the body and
fatality.
But here's the thing: I don't have Doom. Like I've got all the legends. I mean, all the FF and She-Hulk, but I don't have Doom. And I'm like, all right, I might be able to actually find this Doom because I could never find the other Doctor Dooms. This one looked, like you said, new sculpt. It was clean. It wasn't just a repaint. Like they redid everything. And yeah, I'm going to have to pick him up.
Right. Kevin, what's your thoughts on that beautiful fig?
I'm going to take a sip of this, but I just want to make it clear to the audience, this is not vodka. This is water. I filtered water, put it in an old vodka bottle.
So, I'll give my thoughts while we wait. To me, he's going to look beautiful going next to my Magneto from House of M. That same white contrasting on a display case maybe. I'm mashing genres. I don't give a damn. He's a beautiful fig to go along with a lot of other beautiful figs. I will be getting him day one. I have that original, the Doom they released within the last year. That one I have. So this is a nice compliment to that. And like you said, Bobby, not being just the same cast, just repainted. It's a completely different mold. They look like two different characters. I was comparing the one I had to the stills, and I'm like, they are completely different. I mean, the new version, the Battle World looks visceral almost. The way the cape drapes over his head and his hood, where I find the Doctor Doom released not so long ago is typical Doctor Doom, regal, cocky, standing. This one's a little more visceral, a little more evil looking.
Yeah, so it looked very much. It looked like they kind of pulled from the covers, which the artist was Assad Ribic, does like the really beautiful paint jobs on covers and interior works is gorgeous. But yeah, he gave Doom this very like menacing, like almost Sith type, like the over the head. And he's just challenging everyone to come at him.
Awesome. Speaking of challenging everybody to come at him, I know you're in a hell of a spicy mood today there, Kev.
Yep.
What do you think about this character?
Passing.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like I have the other Doctor Doom, like the really awesome one that they did, like the classic Doctor Doom, the one that came out in the Super Scroll wave. And I'm sure there's a little parts for use. I wasn't really, like they kind of like lost me once they started just talking about things that I don't want. Because like that's basically how people like operate. Like I'm like not interested. I was like, okay, Arcade, we knew about that. I was like, can I get something that I want to purchase, please?
Right. You are not alone. I mean, the side chat during that stream was just people randomly.
And with the exception of X-Men, I'm not really much of a person that buys multiple versions of the same character. Like for Doctor Doom, I have my quintessential Doom. Mm-hmm. That I'm done. Like nothing else. I'm no more Doom. But I will buy a few multiple versions of Magneto. By default, I have multiple versions of Wolverine, maybe more than I would actually like. But you have to buy them for the Build-A-Figure, and and also like I like a lot of versions of Wolverine. He's a cool character, so. But it's just like for Doctor Doom, any of like variants or like I'm just like nah, I just want the one, and it's one and done for me usually on them. But I'm glad you guys like it. I'm just not purchasing it myself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm like I've already been indoctrinated by Hasbro because of Star Wars. I mean, we get 80 different versions of the same fig, same sculpt, just a different eyebrow. I mean, so buying similar figs, if it's something I kind of pick and choose, I'm not like tied into it. I got to get every version,
Right.
but I'll buy if something like that. This one specifically. Excuse me.
Bless you.
See, yeah, it's so awesome. It's just blowing my mind. No, but it was one of those things that it's so different than the other versions I've seen or have, and I only have one of the other ones that I kind of want to get. To me, it was very interesting.
Yep.
And it's a nice display fig. It looked sharp. It looked clean.
Yeah.
So moving right along, we're gonna cover now. We'll one at a time because we're coming up on one after that. I think you'll like, Kev.
Yeah.
The hood. So the hood, we're gonna start with. I wasn't impressed. I mean, I've seen different variations of the hood. This one was kind of. I mean, what do you think, Kev? Again, lackluster. Yeah.
Boring.
Right. It's like they took the Peter Parker-esque hood and threw him in there. What do you think, Bobby?
Hard pass. Hard pass. The only good thing about the hood and the whole presentation of the hood, the only good thing about it was the fact that they got us back at the collectors. I actually like that. They're like, oh, look, it's y'all, it's the fans. I'm like, I dig that. Little shade thrown at a few people who kind of like complain about everything. But I have to be that fan this time. It was underwhelming. Like it's a everyday Joe with a plastic hood and like guns. That
right.
I mean, I'd rather have another Phil Coulson. If you're gonna give me like, I mean, at least I will say at least with this figure, you could buy a few of them and have like a bunch of Karens. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like I said, it was kind of a lackluster event with a sprinkling of gold. Now we're coming across finally a female character that I think people will like, something we've already seen but we haven't seen in detail. Lady Deathstrike. Kevin, please, and I hope you like this one.
Yeah, yes. I'm not. So basically, this is how this whole stream was. It's kind of like when you're a little kid and your parents give you clothes as a fucking present, which you should be. I mean, like, okay, be appreciative, blah, blah, blah. That's not a gift. You don't put that under the tree. You take that shit and you put it in your kids. You put it in their dresser, in their closet. That's not a present. You don't buy 7-year-old socks. So that's what I felt like this whole presentation was. And then Lady Deathstrike was my Castle Grayskull. I'm like, oh, yeah, finally. I was like, something I want. Thank you, Hasbro. But I mean, I wanted her. I mean, in the chats and stuff, we all kind of knew she was coming because she was desperately due for an update. And that Toy Biz one, which I have because I was like, just in case Hasbro doesn't do one, I need to have a Deathstrike. But she's great. They knocked her out of the park. Face sculpt is gorgeous. The articulation looks great. Like I love the claws. Classic outfit.
Right.
Thanks,
Finally, Kevin gets what he wants during this one and only Fan First Friday Legends of 2021.
Thank you.
Bobby, what do you think, Lady Deathstrike?
I thought she looked great.
Yeah.
I thought she looked fantastic. Yeah, I thought she was a beautiful sculpt, a beautiful paint job. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna have to go mute for 1 second. I gotta take this call.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll give my point of view. What I thought was the good things about Lady Deathstrike was she looked the most thought brought into the costume design. I mean, the way it was flowing, it had like almost like ribbon-esque, frills coming off. It's that hard vinyl plastic that they use, or probably partially movable. Yeah. But it had the most action pose to her general look. Even her hair was a little wavy, and where everything else we've seen today was very stagnant. It was a solid fig. We've seen Iron Man armor-esque characters. We've seen different versions of Iron Man, and again, they were very statue. They didn't look in an action type of pose, just standing in the box or just sitting in the box. Her character did. Just the flow of her, what she was wearing and the way her hair was. I think she was the most versatile when it comes to like action poses in the box. Mm-hmm. I think that's where they hit big on this character.
Yep.
You know, and much like you are seeing Red today, there, Kev, we are talking about Red Skull, the last of the Legends villain, super villain line. I really liked it. I liked how it come with two different heads. I liked the detail. The attention to detail in this fig is what, for me personally, made me pay more attention to what was going on. Because like you, Kev, I was kind of like, you know, dozing off here and there, or my attention was getting elsewhere. You know, from the Hydra band, it's a gold band with a black emblem, to even his submachine guns he has the gold Hydra emblem on them. All little attention to details. The alternate head with the big grin, that was cheesy AF. I wasn't a fan of that. But I like the detail on the costume, on the guns, and the accessories. Kevin, what do you think of Red Skull?
Again, I have a Red Skull, so
Right?
yeah.
Poopy potty is what it is. Bobby.
I have the Red Skull I want. I don't want another one. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert, what do you think there?
I like it. I dig the old school, like, you know, Jack Kirby-esque look to it. But
Good throwback. I like that.
I wanted, if anything, like a suit and tie Red Skull for the more updated. But honestly, I don't have a Red Skull, so I might pick this up. I don't know. Maybe, you know, put him against my Captain America. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. But yeah, once again, it's gonna be one of those times where I'm like, let me see what figures are out when this comes out. Let me see how it looks in my hand, and that's the decision.
Right. I don't have a Red Skull. I'm kind of with you. I want it. Depending on when it's released. I mean, we all have pre-orders for the next 6 months, lingering from 6 months ago.
It said July for this wave.
All right, July, right? So hopefully I don't have anything coming in July. June is going to be a hot button for me because a lot of the Star Wars premium stuff that it was, you know, that they mentioned over the holiday season is all dropping for June. So again, depending on what's coming out, if there's other stuff that will take priority over me getting a Red Skull. Do I think he'll be sold out everywhere? Do I think he'll be, you know, hard to find? I don't think so. I think he'll get it at any retailer. Again, they really, really, really didn't talk about any specific exclusives being for any retailer, which was great. And the one they did, which was Walgreens, was mediocre figs for me personally. My collecting desires when it comes to Legends. I don't feel that most of these figs are going to be difficult to get.
No.
At all. Now they did go into the Build-A-Fig character. My God, I forgot to put it in my notes. I can't believe it. But it was what was the name? Do you guys remember the name of the character that they were talking about for Build-A-Fig?
I don't even remember what the hell that dude's name is. I don't care.
It was so abstract. I'm dropping the ball. I don't
even know what this. I think it's from Thor. I have no idea.
Right. I mean, even the developers, the guy that bumbled the beard there with that bumbled the Murdoch, he didn't even know what it was. He goes, "Oh, whatever this is, it looks cool." But you guys out there, you fans, you know what this is. And the whole side chat was just blowing up. Who? What? Who gives a damn? What? You know, whatever. Yeah. And it was something so obscure that it doesn't make any sense to have as a big Build-A-Fig character. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he looked like? He looks like, remember that G.I. Joe episode, like one where Cobra Commander puts Duke in like the arena of sport, like the first one, and there's the Fatal Fluffies. It was one of those like big, huge, or basically it looks a lot like Sweetums from the Muppets. Like this big, hairy galoot, and it's like basically has like a Muppet face.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who wants this or asks for this?
Yep. I do got the name. It was Zemnu. It's Xemnu. And you. Who the hell gives a damn about that? I don't. Zemnu, do you? I don't.
Who's Zemnu?
You know? So Build-A-Fig, yeah, again, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. They were supposed to come out hard with Fan First Friday, Legends, first one of 2021, let's hit hard. And it was very niche. The whole overall experience wasn't, besides them marketing the classic retro 3 3/4 line towards everybody, kids, introduction to the Marvel toy line. They didn't hit, in my opinion, they didn't hit overall for the overall fan. It was very niche.
Yeah.
The whole show from the Build-A-Fig to, you know, them talking about the Nova Corps characters and you know, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna go into overall thoughts, but I do wanna ask you guys, do you guys have any thought? They did have a big reveal at the end, a little teaser. They showed an accessory. They went into it.
I could talk about that if you want me to. Or
I do, Kevin. They showed us a sword. A lot of people in the chat were saying Conan. I can almost guarantee it ain't, but I don't know. What do you think, Kev? What was that sword they showed? Big breaking news. Kev knows. What is it?
It's good. Like my very technical friends on other chats are just like, it's Excalibur. And so what that does is that basically all but confirms what Ryan Ting said last year. He's like, they are going to do Excalibur figures. What I'm thinking is they're just going to do an Excalibur box set, like a one and done. And they're like, oh, we'll have this at the end of the year. I was like, do I hear Amazon 5-pack box set for Excalibur for around Christmas time? That's what that is, isn't that? That's what you guys are doing. You guys are trying to pull the wool over my eyes, but you're not doing it today. Not today, Hasbro. Not today, Dwight Stahl and Ryan Ting.
Awesome. You heard it here first. Hot dropping news. Kevin, what is it? One more time. Give a shout out. What is your prediction from the inside sources?
Excalibur box set.
Love it. Excalibur box set. Let's look for it. Let's get it. Overall thoughts, Bobby, for the whole show as a whole.
C-.
Yep.
C-.
I'm gonna give it a C-. We had some cool figures.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give a shout out to Travis because he gave us hell for not using the Bible score.
Oh God. Okay, fine. 2.25.
No.
2.25.
One Bible. That's it.
Woo! Spicy. I love it. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I mean, the show production-wise went well. They had way less filler than the last show for Power Rangers. I mean, I don't know if you guys here specifically. I know me and you did it, Robert, but there was a whole shit ton of filler in the last Fan First Friday we seen for a different product line. Again, check out that video. We got it last week. So it was episode 18, Power Rangers, but it was no filler really besides the little banter in the beginning. A lot of niche products. Out of overall everything released, there's maybe 2 figs I want.
Me too.
I know there's only one for you, Kev, right? Really?
I got 2. I got Arcade and I got Lady Deathstrike.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What about you, Bobby? What are your buys or what do you want out of this show?
If I find them in the wild, the Iron Man, the Doom, maybe the Lady Deathstrike, and Arcade. Other than that,
right.
You know what it is for me, guys? Like, so this is why I'm really, really disappointed in Spicy today, because as you know, February is Toy Fair, when they have Toy Fair out in New York at the Javits Center. And obviously, you know, Miss Rona's still working on the country and the world. And so there's no Toy Fair, there's no gatherings. So I was expecting, you know, because usually they blow, like Hasbro blows half their wad in February, then they blow the other half in July in Comic-Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con. Yep.
And they gave me a crumb. They gave me like an appetizer to, like, not even an appetizer, they gave me an hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, they gave you an almond bouche.
An amuse-bouche is what they gave me. They gave me like a bite. They're like, oh, you know, would you like a baked brie? And I'm like, yeah, Lady Deathstrike, boop. What else you got for me? That was it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right, I agree. The show overall was not. I mean, and again, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's pandemic related. You know, everybody working from home, product lines being slowed in production wise for artistic reasons because everybody's working remote. But we have, so far, this is our second Fan First Friday that hit hard for 2021. I mean, maybe even the third. I can't remember if we had a Star Wars one. It was so lackluster. They're disappointing. So far, I haven't been hit like last year. One of our episodes we talked about, I was talking to Travis about it. And I remember Fan First Fridays, though, or the beginning of the year last year, like you said, this week would be Toy Fair.
Yep.
There was so many hot newses on their streams, on their
hey guys, I hate to run, but I gotta go meet the plumber at my grandmother's house because her pipe
All right,
broke.
yeah, no worries. So you want to give yourself a plug? We're closing up right now, anyway.
So. Yeah. Find me at Bayou City Geeks on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You saw my grade, 2.25.
Yep. No worries. Don't even close it out. We'll wrap it up right now. From Ron, don't forget, like, subscribe. Please like and comment. Our social media plugs will be right on the screen right now. Bobby will put up the graphic. Kevin, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bobby, the maestro, always a pleasure. You guys out there in TV land, interwebs, this has been a Toy Kind of Mood. Take care.
Later.
Bye, y'all.